What if the machines we rely on every single day, the ones that build our cars, power our cities, and keep us healthy, what if they could tell us they're about to break? Not with some loud clank or a sudden groan, but with a quiet, digital whisper that we could actually hear ahead of time. Well, that's not science fiction anymore. That's the future we're building right now.
See, here's the thing that most people don't realize. Most machines, they don't just die.
That's right. Long before a catastrophic breakdown, they almost always give off these subtle little clues. Think of it like a tiny change in vibration, a temperature that's just a fraction of a degree too high, or a new, almost imperceptible hum that wasn't there yesterday.
And that's the real problem, isn't it? Those whispers of failure are just way too quiet for our human ears to pick up on, at least until they become a full-blown scream. And by that point, well, it's already too late. This is where our whole story really kicks off.
So let's talk about how we used to handle this problem. For decades, the answer was, honestly, pretty badly.
We basically had two playbooks. The first one is what we call reactive maintenance. You know this one. It's the classic, if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach. You just wait for something to explode, then you scramble the jets to fix it, which always leads to expensive, chaotic shutdowns. The other option was preventive maintenance. This is a bit smarter. It's like changing your car's oil every 3,000 miles on the dot, just because the calendar says so. It's better, for sure, but you end up wasting a ton of money on parts and labor for things that weren't even broken, and it still doesn't stop every surprise failure.
And boom, this chart just lays it all out. Reactive maintenance is a total gamble. Preventive is, okay, but it's still kind of a shot in the dark. But then you look at AI predictive, and it's just a complete game changer. It wins in every single category. And the reason why is that it represents a totally new way of thinking. We're not reacting to the past or guessing based on averages anymore. We are finally understanding what's happening inside a machine, right here, right now.
So, how in the world does this new approach actually work? Well, it's all about making that huge leap from just reacting to things to actually predicting what's going to happen next.
At its heart, AI predictive maintenance is basically a digital doctor for your equipment. It uses artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is really just a fancy way of saying we're teaching computers to find hidden patterns in tons and tons of data. It's constantly listening to the machine's heartbeat, analyzing symptoms we could never see, and diagnosing a problem way before it becomes an emergency.
In this right here, this is the fundamental shift. It's the key idea. We are moving from a world of guesswork and scheduled appointments to a world of data-driven, calculated precision. No more crossing our fingers and hoping for the best.
Okay, so what is the AI actually seeing or hearing? It's this incredible process that takes an ocean of chaotic data and turns it into one single, actionable insight.
You see, an AI system isn't just looking at one thing. It's drinking from a fire hose of information, all at once. It's analyzing tiny vibrations, temperature swings, the literal sound the machine is making. It's tracking pressure, how much power it's drawing, all of it, 24/7. Now, by itself, any one of these signals might look totally normal to a person. But the AI sees how they all connect, how they form a unique pattern, a failure signature that it's been trained to recognize instantly.
And this is how it happens. It's a pretty logical flow. First, you attach these little IoT sensors. Think of them like digital stethoscopes to your most important machines. Second, all the data from those sensors gets collected and crunched. Third, and this is the magic part, you train an AI model to find those subtle warning signs hiding in all that data. And finally, when the AI spots trouble brewing on the horizon, it shoots out an alert telling you exactly what's about to go wrong and how much time you have to fix it. Now, this is a super important point. This isn't a crystal ball. The AI isn't going to say, hey, this motor is going to fail on Tuesday at 2:15 p.m. What it's really saying is something much more useful. The probability of this motor failing in the next 2 weeks just jumped by 70%. It's all about managing risk with incredible precision, turning maintenance from a fire drill into a planned strategic operation.
All right, so this all sounds great in theory, but is it actually working out there in the real world? Oh yeah. This is being used right now, and the results are absolutely massive.
Get this, companies are seeing up to a 50% drop in unplanned downtime. And think about what that means. Fewer factory lines grinding to a halt, fewer flight delays, and a more stable power grid for all of us.
And on top of that, maintenance costs are getting slashed by as much as 30%. Why? Because you're only fixing what actually needs to be fixed, right when it needs it. No more wasted parts, no more wasted time.
And check out this real-world example. At a Volkswagen plant in Poznan, Poland, they used this technology and extended the life of their critical manufacturing tools by a staggering 22%. That is just getting so much more value out of the massive investments they've already made.
And this revolution isn't just happening in car factories. It's happening everywhere. It's helping keep our lights on by watching over wind turbines. It's keeping us safe by making sure hospital MRI machines are always up and running. It's even making sure your packages arrive on time by predicting truck failures before a driver gets stranded on the side of the highway.
The impact today is already huge, but this technology is moving so fast. So let's look over the horizon for a second and see where this is all going.
Because the next big step isn't just about predicting a problem, it's about automatically taking action. We are heading towards systems that don't just send an email to a human, but can actually start the repair process all by themselves.
I mean, just think about self-healing machines, assets that can detect an internal problem and automatically reroute power or adjust their operations to avoid a shutdown. Or imagine autonomous robots being dispatched to perform a repair with zero human help. We're even seeing generative AI that doesn't just give you an error code, but writes a full report explaining what went wrong and how to fix it. This is the future, a truly intelligent, self-sufficient industrial world.
But let's be really clear about one thing. This is not about replacing people. It's about empowering them. This AI is like giving engineers and technicians superpowers, allowing them to see the invisible and fix problems no one else could. But at the end of the day, we are still the ones in charge.
And that brings us to the big, final question we have to ask ourselves. We've seen just how powerful this technology is. But who's going to get to use it? Will predictive AI become a standard, affordable tool that makes all of our critical infrastructure safer and more reliable for everyone? Or will it become an exclusive advantage that only the biggest companies can afford, widening the gap between them and everyone else? The answer to that is going to shape our world for decades to come.